There we go. Okay, welcome in, everyone. What would I do without all of you, including Candy, to let me know that there's no sound? Okay, well, welcome this evening, my wonderful tarot tribe. Thank you all for showing up. I see Panya just got in. That's great. Priscilla, you're here. Patty, thanks for showing up. Now we have sound. I hope everyone can hear me. Alrighty. I hope you've all been having a wonderful week. I certainly have. We had some crazy weather here, some snow and stuff in May, but that's Colorado for you. So, in just a couple minutes, we will do the group collective reading for everyone, and then we'll move on to individual readings. But first, I just want to clear the air a little bit. And if you do want a reading, just type exclamation reading in the chat along with your question or topic. And if you don't have a question or topic, totally okay. We will put you in the queue and we will get your reading for you. And everyone here, I think, is a regular already, so you're probably already subscribed. But if you're not, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, click the bell icon so you don't miss another live or other update. All these things help immensely to support us in our work. And donations are also always accepted. The link is in the chat somewhere. Where on earth? Okay. We got a few more folks in. Kind of. So let's start with our collective reading. Oh, welcome in, Helix. And welcome back from Meat Stock. It's good to see you again. I'm glad you're well. So first off, we will get our collective reading. My memory serves me correctly, last week's collective reading was a lot about finding friends and community and sort of spending time with the people who really energize you and sort of fill your cup. So I hope everyone had some time to was able to do that this week. Helix, I know you were at Meat Stock, so I'm sure that was a very enriching experience. Okay. Now, what message does Spirit have for us, for the collective today, for the Tarot Tribe? Let's see. Oh, no one can see the cards. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So 8 of Pentacles, the Lovers. Ooh. Interesting. And 6 of Swords. Very, very interesting stuff. So, Spirit tells me we've been diligently working. 8 of Pentacles here is a card of success, some degree of attainment and completion in our work, building things that nourish us and enrich us. Very much about building actual wealth and other resources as well, but it comes through hard work and craftsmanship. So that's kind of how we've been plodding along here, what our momentum has been along with. And the Lovers here is interesting. The Lovers here is one of these cards of, it's the unification of duality. It's the unification of the masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves and the universe. And then we see this Six of Swords here. And the Six of Swords is really more about taking your sort of expanding your reach and speaking to bigger audiences, different groups of people, sort of expanding your influence. And so what we see here, I think, is a sense of sort of a transition. We are transitioning from sort of being the doers of like doing all this work, whatever it is, creating our vision in the world, bringing that into being. So we're going more from the doing and building piece, and we are being called to transition into more of a communication and influence role. And we're actually bringing these two things together. So it's not enough to just create the thing. We need to get the word out about it. So this is very sort of business oriented in a sense. And that's what we're really looking at is it's a call to us to start being more vocal and open about this work that we're doing, about our own stories and our own lives. And so we're expanding into that. And we need to get the word out more. So we need to start expressing ourselves to different and bigger audiences of people. And that's really the theme here going into the middle of May for the next week or so. So there's probably some people that you should be networking with or chatting with that you really haven't. Get out there. That's really the push here from Spirit. So I encourage all of you to do that. Again, don't give up on the hard work that you're doing, but tell people about it. They want to know, they are probably you're probably going to find as you start talking more about what you're doing, people are actually really excited about it. And that might be a bit of a surprise for you. So that's a lovely thing for us going forward. And Helix, we've got you second in the queue. Let me add you in here. Oh, I'm glad Meat Stock was a blast. That's great. Okay. So first up, we have Priscilla wondering about your career and your energies, surrounding your career, I assume. They're all related. All these things are related. The higher vibration our energy is, the more we attract good things into our lives. And that's why that sort of inner work, like things like meditation, yoga, and whatnot, even just exercising, do a lot more to create your reality than you might think. It's hard to logically, you might think, well, if I meditate every day, that's not going to find me a new job necessarily. That's not going to just put more money in my bank account. It doesn't. But the more grounded you are, the more you, again, raise up that energetic vibration, literally the frequency at which your soul is vibrating. The clearer thoughts and ideas you have, the less effort the work that you do has to it. It gets easier to do. And so it is very important. It does a lot more to further your goals than it might seem like. And that's a good reminder to me. I have to get back to meditating a bit more. So welcome in Aveda. I think you might be new here. Either way, thanks for showing up. Okay, Priscilla. So what's going on with your career? Let's see. Let's ask Spirit. What is going on with your career? So we have 9 of Swords. Very interesting. Oh, it's going to be all the swords again. Just like, no, not all swords. So here we go. 9 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. Okay, Priscilla. So the Nine of Swords. This is one of these. This is one of these. We call it the Dark Night of the Soul card, and hopefully you can see it pretty well. But it's this character. The picture is pretty clearly this person's in bed and they're up, like it's those nights where you wake up or you don't get to sleep because all the problems and anxiety of your life is racing through your head and you just can't let it go. And that's what this is really about. And so I think you are either entering into or about to enter um, into some frustrations surrounding your career. And with that is going to come that mental sort of anguish, like, what do I do? I need a solution. All that stuff that comes with it. And of course, it's your career, it's your job, it's your livelihood. So totally understandable. It's not, there's no shame in having some anxiety and fears around that. But we don't have to let that destroy our lives or completely run the show. And that's what Two of Swords is really about here. We saw a bunch of this. We saw quite a few Two of Swords in readings last week. So that continuing theme of discernment. One, don't let your thoughts, your mind sort of run away with everything. And, when the mind is really racing and just like desperately trying to make a solution or, sort of force its way into a solution, take a step back, do some of that personal, work, that grounding work, whatever it is for you, meditation, spend time in nature, whatever you can do. It'll help you pull back from that and lean more into intuition and your feelings. And as you do that, that is going to help lead you to that solution, to the actual answer. You don't need to know exactly what it is, but have a little faith that it is coming. And that's what Eight of Wands here is here to tell you, is that all of the hard work you've done, all of the knowledge that you've gained, skill, time you've put into your work and your career is paying off. The results are on their way to you. The order has been placed. In other words, if we're a restaurant, we have placed the order for your meal. They are making it. It will come to you. It's just going to take a little patience. Maybe, maybe just enjoy a song out of the jukebox, or enjoy a roll at the table, a piece of bread while you're waiting. So maybe do some things to take your mind off of this anguish, because it is going to kind of click in. And as you lean more into that, the solutions will come to you and they will just sort of be delivered to you. So don't try too hard to find your way out of this. But there is going to be that sort of that minor crisis, if you will, that internal crisis of, is this the right thing? Am I on the right path? There's got to be something better, and that sort of thing. So try not to sweat it too much. And you can always reach out to me personally if you're struggling with that. I hope that at least gets you sort of ready to deal with this as it comes up in the next few weeks. So thank you, Priscilla. And we have a bunch of folks on the list now. So let me get everyone updated real quick. And then we will get right on to Helix after that. So after Helix, we have Aveda. We have Panya. What happened here? Bear with me one moment, folks. I might have overwritten. Okay, so Aveda, I screwed up the question. Sorry. Aveda, your question is, want to know if me and my ex will get back together. And then, okay, I see what I did. I accidentally put Aveda's name overwritten. So Panya's question is, hubby will be visiting. Okay. My apologies for that. Someday I will have all of this truly automated and it will just be less clunky. But today's not the day. So, okay, so we have Helix, we have Aveda, and then Panya. And I did see, welcome in, Kate. Thanks for coming in tonight. Hearts Frontier. Let us know if you want to get a reading. Always happy to read for you as well. Let's update this and we'll get right on to Helix. Okay. There we go. Now everything is looking correct. Okay, Helix. So, general reading for you. Alrighty. What is next for you, Helix, after meat stock? Let's see. Okay, Helix, what do we got? What does Spirit have to say for us this week? Ooh, that feels like a hot card right there. Let's see, Helix, what do we got? Oh, 3 of Hearts. The Ace of Wands. Ooh. And 2 of Cups. Okay, Helix. So I sense 3 of Hearts here. When we look at the picture of 3 of Hearts, 3 of Swords, it has this big heart in it with the swords through it. Kind of a gruesome thing. And, at the face of it sort of shows like heartbreak and that kind of thing. Now, I'm not sensing that you're going to go through some like massive heartbreak. So I don't want you to worry too much. But I sense that maybe you're feeling a little bit deflated. You just had this big event. It's all exciting. And then we kind of have to go back to everyday life. And so that's, that's definitely, I think, some of what's going on there. Is just like, it's kind of a high. And then it's kind of hard to go back to the way things were. So that's probably some of what you're going to be feeling this week, is a little bit of that sort of withdrawal. But don't despair. Focus on the things you're doing with your life, the important things you're doing with purpose. Things like career, your job. I know you're working. That job may not be the end all be all for you right now, but Ace of Wands is a new opportunity. So you're going to have some new opportunity. The beginnings of some new endeavor or project in your life emerge and sort of show itself, like the signs of it to you. You're going to get like a divine inspiration, a download. Oh, I should do this. And that's what's going to come to you in the next week or so. So be on the lookout for that. But let it come to you. Don't try too hard to find it, because you may lead yourself astray. And with this new opportunity, some new friendships are going to emerge. You're probably going to have some sort of partnership with someone around this new project or endeavor. There's going to be someone else involved with this. In fact, this person might be the person who presents this opportunity to you. So be on the lookout for that. And they are someone who has good intentions, someone who can be a friend and partner in this venture. So that's really exciting. And that's going to help sort of ease a little bit of that deflated kind of feeling you might be having this week after sort of having this big high over the weekend. So just try to take it easy and let that come to you, and it will appear. It will absolutely show itself to you. So a very exciting week ahead for you, Helix. Okay. And Kate, we've got you in the queue as well after Panya. And no, it's never a problem to ask a love question. And then after you, we have a bunch. Okay, the queue is filling up. Thank you, everybody. Some people I don't recognize. Sarah, you're after Hearts Frontier, so thank you for your question and welcome to the channel if you're new here. And Tina, I'm guessing that's Tina Garcia. Thank you for your question as well. Now we're starting to fill up. Very good. So thank you all for showing up tonight. Yep. Okay. So up next we have a Veda God. You want to know if you and your ex will get back together. I lost all my words. Get back together. There we go. A yes or no would be fine. And I'll be honest, the way I read tarot cards is never just a yes or no. There's always some tidbit of info or some key thing in there, some key wisdom. So let's see. Okay. Avery. Will you and your ex get back together? There's that 8 of Wands. We have the 10 of Pentacles and the Hermit. That's pretty interesting. It's very interesting. So here's what Spirit tells me about this, about your situation with your ex. So things are very much in motion. 8 of Wands is always like things in motion, things have been set in motion. That suggests that you will reunite in some capacity. Also, 10 of Coins here, very just rich and abundant kind of card. And so I do sense that you will get back together. You will have a conversation, you'll be in contact. And yet, the Hermit here is very interesting in all of this. The Hermit is this card of like detachment. It's sort of a more detached, sort of monk-like attitude and view of things. The Hermit is less emotionally attached to the ongoings of the real world. So what does that say about this potential reunion of you and your ex? It tells me that you'll want to get back together, that you will get in contact and you'll be like, hey, we should get back together. And you will. But it's going to feel different this time. I think the two of you have grown and changed a bit and matured. And so, especially in the beginning of your reunion, it might not feel exactly like it was. It might be a little awkward. That's not to say it'll be bad, but this might throw you off a bit, you know? It might not there's going to be just this little bit of sort of pulling back, even when you're together. And so that's an interesting thing to navigate, and it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. So just be on the lookout for that. That's a very interesting kind of read for that. So hmm. Well, I mean, I think it will be a good thing. It will be a good thing. Um, but it will feel a little different. So yeah, yeah, it's something that you're just gonna have to kind of lean into and see how it pans out. But I do sense that you will get back together in some capacity. So, time frames. Time frames are interesting. Um, it is in motion, and it's on its way. So this is coming. I don't know that it'll be this week necessarily, but I sense in the next, hmm, sometime over the course of the next month, I would say, might be a little bit longer, maybe 6 weeks. I think you'll hear from her, fairly soon. So yeah, that's what I get. So best of luck with that, and thank you for your question, Aveda. Okay, and we're moving on to Panya. Okay. Hmm. Well, let's change it up. Let's try the Phantasma Tarot today. I like that one. Yeah, and I know Panya loves this is one of your favorites, so I think this will be good for Heart's Frontier as well. We'll see. Oh, you're welcome, Aveda. It's no problem. That's why I'm here. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please do. That helps us a lot. Okay, your hubby is visiting this weekend. You haven't seen him since Christmas. That's a lot. That's a long time. Okay. Well, here's your Eight of Cups. Seven of Swords. Ooh, the World. Wow, beautiful. That's a beautiful draw right there. Okay, Panya. So, Spirit tells me that you will have a wonderful visit. I think you'll have a good visit. There'll be a lot of sort of joyful, content sort of things between the two of you. You're going to enjoy a lot of your time together. Eight of Cups is very much that card. There's a emotional comfort there and some joy and really just the filling of your cup emotionally. So it'll be a good experience overall. And the only real conflict that'll arise is like there isn't even really a conflict between the two of you, but just a little bit of like, I wish we hadn't been apart as much kind of thing. Um, just a little bit of that sort of thing. A little bit of like regret over the fact that you have been apart. Not like a deep regret. No one's angry at each other or anything like that, but just, I wish this could be a little different. And so there's going to be a little bit of that's going to creep in, and maybe a little bit of like, how can this be different? But a lot of deep introspection. We see the moon in both of these cards, very much looking inward. So a lot of this is going to reflect your own self. And ultimately, I think a realization will come between the two of you. The world card here is this powerful card. That is the completion of a spiritual journey, essentially. It's the ascension. And the world is here, the universe really is saying, you have all the power. You have all of my power to make things the way you want. So if you want this situation with your husband to be different, it is not past you, for the two of you, to change this for the better. You just need to set that intention and then let it go and let that solution come to you. So I think there's going to be some of that. And so you may come to a place over this weekend where you have some realizations about changes that you can make in your lives, just to make this a better situation for the two of you in some way. So some big breakthroughs, a really good weekend, a lot of joy there, but some powerful realizations as well about how you can, again, move forward and sort of improve things for yourselves. So hopefully that hits for you. I do love this deck. Thanks again, Panya, for your question. Let's see. Do we get anyone else? No, we still have. So, okay. Tina's the last one. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. So yes, Avery. Yes, Aveda. I am very honest what I see in the cards. If I really felt, if I really saw or got a message from spirit that it was over, I certainly would tell you that. I don't see tarot reading as pure fate. So your future is not truly set in stone. The fact that we are sort of looking at the future and thinking about that and perceiving it alters what that outcome really is. So it can change. And I also don't believe that anyone's doomed. So I will never like pull cards and be like, oh yeah, you're gonna, get cancer and die on this day or something like that. Tarot shows us challenges in our lives, and when we're aware of those challenges, it gives us the means to overcome them and transform them into something greater, into good things. So, but I certainly would lay it on the line if I sensed that you weren't going to hear from your ex. So, thank you for expressing that. I think that's an important thing to talk about when we're doing tarot readings for everyone. So, okay, so we're on to Heart's Frontier, my good friend. It's so nice to have all of you here tonight. You're all my wonderful friends, our tarot tribe, if you will. And just always grateful to be able to read for all of you. So, oh, forgot to refresh this on the screen. There we go. Okay, so Heart's Frontier. Curious about a current, new, and long distance for the moment. Romantic interest, connection. And what do we see during this time? Okay. Okay. Well, there's a card. Let's keep that one. What do we got? Ooh, Knight of Cups. Okay. And the Page of Swords. All the court cards. Well, not all of them, but so we have some wonderful court cards here. Oh, there's a lot of sort of fun and exciting energy here. And so this definitely speaks to a connection here. That's very interesting. So this person that you're thinking about or have this connection with or getting more acquainted with, they're an interesting person. So there's this strong energy. This Knight of Cups here is sort of like this. They have an emotional presence, and it's one that is it's a pretty steady, calm sort of presence, but it is powerful. It's not wishy-washy. It's not passive. It's definitely the masculine energy there, but it is well balanced and it is well controlled, and it is a masculine energy that is very much aligned with the emotional self, which is a more feminine aspect of divinity. So, very interesting with this person, and generally seems like that sort of type. That definitely seems like a good energy to be in a relationship with somebody. And so I think they are someone who is very much, generally speaking, is very much aligned with a lot of the things that you may need or want in a person right now and looking forward. So that's really good. And then we have Page of Swords. So then we have this youthful sort of airy energy. And I sense that this is going to be more of like some of your energy emerging as you interact with this person more. So there's going to be a bit of this very sort of youthful um, feel to this as it develops. A lot of fun there, really kind of exciting. A bit of that sort of that giddiness that we have when we are, teenagers and adolescents and we have a crush on someone. So there's going to be that sort of immaturity in that sense, but in a really healthy and fun way, I sense. So this is really exciting for you. And then Six of Cups just shows like this contentment and again speaks to like this is someone that I think you definitely can resonate with and click with. And it shows that you will be able to sort of share stories and sit and bond. And so that's a great thing as well. Um, so often when we are first involved with somebody early in a relationship, and I realize it's long distance, so it's not like you're going to see each other a whole ton right away. But, a lot of the time you spend together in terms of like going out, doing activities together, and that kind of thing can be really good. And then you get to a place where like that slows down a bit sometimes. Um, and you get down to more of like really spending a little more just time with each other and getting to understand each other more deeply. Sometimes that can be a place where the relationship gets rocky as you start to learn and understand someone a little more deeply. But I sense that there is potential for a very deep connection here. And again, a whole lot of sort of fun and excitement in this as well. So that's like a great best of both worlds kind of thing. Um, this could be a very healthy relationship and yet a very exciting one as well. And often we find in relationships those don't always come together. So at least that's been a lot of my past experience until I met Candy, of course. So I do see this really having potential and progressing for you in due time. And hopefully that makes some sense and I'm not just babbling on. But I know, Kate, that you would tell me if I were. So thank you so much for showing up and thank you for that question. Okay, moving on. We have Sarah and Tina coming up next. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad, Kate. That's so nice to hear. Yeah, that warms my heart. That feels like some young sort of it has that sort of teenage love energy to it. Which I always just love to see for everybody. So Okay, Sarah. So, Sarah's question, does my crush still want me and will he ever reach out to reconcile? Does he still watch my socials? Okay, all the cards. So, this one wants to come out. And then there's one that flipped over. So, Two of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Okay, your final card, Sarah. Let's see. Knight of Swords. A lot of court cards. A lot of people moving in and out of our lives this week. Okay, Two of Pentacles. Okay, Sarah. So I sense a lot of people kind of moving through your crush's life, through this person's life. Two of Pentacles suggests that they have another interest, that there's somebody else, and they might already be with them. It's definitely like a card of partnership and duality. Your crush does have some feelings for you still, despite being with someone else, I sense. But they're also very distracted. And I sense this person is kind of, well, there's that page energy, that youthful energy. And with the wands, it's a very fiery energy. So there's an immaturity here. And you're in your case, and with this person, I have a sense that they really are having a hard time committing to a thing. So they're with somebody else, or they will be soon. And yet they are still having thoughts about you, but they are just so like all over the place and trapped in between. And so the Knight of Swords here is about you, because I sense that you will hear back from this person eventually, that your crush will probably reach out to you again. And in that moment, they will tell you, and they're being genuine. They have these feelings towards you, but I don't see them really being able to commit to that. They're very wishy-washy. They're immature, and so they are going to, they may try to get in contact with you and want to be involved with you again, but I don't know that they're going to be trustworthy in this. If you know, if their commitment to you is important, if you expect them to be monogamous to you, and more importantly, be honest with you about that, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't sense that coming from them in their energy. And so while I know you have a crush on them and they may come back to you in a way, I don't know that it's the best thing for you. And that's what Knight of Swords to me is speaking to. It's your own strength. It's a place where, despite your feelings, you may have to make a hard choice and actually set some barriers with this person. Otherwise, I sense that this will just develop into a pattern of like makeup, breakup kind of stuff, where they're with you, they're not with you, they're cheating on you, and then they're sorry, and but then they don't actually stop cheating. And just it's such a common pattern in many relationships with people. And so, as exciting as it will be for you to sort of hear from this person again, I don't sense that a really great relationship is going to come out of this for you. And it's up to you ultimately to decide what to do with that. But that's what Spirit is telling me. Spirit is saying, hey, you got to pull back from this a bit. Maybe let this go. because it's probably not going to work out very well for you if you do get back together down the road. So hopefully that answers your question. Sorry if it's not exactly what you wanted to hear, but that is what tarot reading is about. It's about what we need to hear and not always what we want to hear. So, and I will say to everybody here tonight, I do offer more in-depth reading. So we can take any of these topics into more in-depth reading. We get a much better sense of the energy and circumstances surrounding these things, and a much better sense of what you can do going forward and how to turn whatever we find out into positive action and results for you. And if you'd like to do an in-depth reading, the link to book those is in the description for tonight's video. It's also in my bio. And I have a code in there for 33% off your reading as well. We do those by Zoom, face to face, so we can interact and talk. And you can ask follow-up questions. It's a lot of fun and it's really insightful. So if you'd like to explore that, check that link out in the description for our live tonight. Okay, so thank you again for your question, Sarah. We've got Patty is now. First we got Cool Libra. We've added you on to the queue. And then Patty, also thanks for your question. Always happy to read for all of you tonight. Okay, we'll get updated here. Okay. And then probably after Patty, it will be time to go to a break. So, okay, Tina, general reading for you. Yep, if anyone else is in and lurking, please do not hesitate to ask a question or ask for general reading. If you don't have a specific question, just type exclamation reading in the chat. Hi, Tina. We are about to pull your cards right now. So, but yeah, if anyone else would like a reading, because sometimes we do fill up quickly, get your request in. We'll get you on the list. A little bit slower tonight than last week. Totally okay. I didn't really put the live up until the last minute, so that's usually part of it. Ah, thank you, Sarah. Okay. Okay, Tina, here's your general message, your readings from Spirit. Oh, more. We see this. Two of Swords. All that discernment. Oh, and there's that Page of Swords again. Swords again. Very interesting. This deck is I love this deck. I'm loving it more and more every week. It just has a slightly different vibe to it. Just the way the art is and stuff. So. Okay, Tina. So you're going to face some kind of decision or choice to make here coming up. Fairly major one, an important one. It's hard to say exactly what about. I sense it's probably along the lines of things like career and work. And so you're going to have to really make a careful choice. It's going to require you not only to think about it logically, but again, like we always talk about, you also need to lean into your intuition and feelings about it as well. And you need to carefully consider all those things. And understand that they're not exclusive to each other as well. It always feels like we can kind of follow our logic, our thoughts about things, what logic says we should do, or we can just follow our feelings about things. And yet we often have this experience in life like those are exclusive. And they're really not. They actually relate to each other. It just doesn't seem like it. So you'll be faced with this decision. And on one hand, there will be some there's going to be a little bit of stress around this. there will be some fear. Your fear around this decision, the anxiety of making the decision will be like fear of lack, fear that you are going to choose wrong and that somehow you're going to miss out on an opportunity or lose something, and maybe lose something that's somewhat material to you. Money, possession, something physically manifest. It's not just losing face, or losing confidence or something. It is a material thing. And that'll be a lot of the stress around this decision, is like, if I screw this up, something bad will happen. We'll end up broke or whatever. And so that's hard. That's stressful. But you need to lean into really what feels energetic and youthful and good. It's very interesting with Page of Swords. Swords are very much a suit of thought and logic, but we have this energy again of the page. It's this youthful, exciting energy. And so whatever this decision is, I think the sense is Spirit wants you to really go with what feels good, feels exciting to you, even if you have some fears about it not working out. The universe is here to provide for you. And it's never not worked out. Because if it hadn't, you wouldn't be here with us right now. And you are. And so you're living proof that one way or another, even if things don't turn out the way you think they will, they do turn out in your favor. So again, just be really right with what feels energizing and exciting and follow that this week. And you'll make the right decision about whatever this happens to be. Okay? Oh, and now we've got more of the regulars coming in. Thank you, Speak Knowledge. We'll get you on the list. Thank you, Charger Fan. Welcome back as well. Hope you've all had a great week. And Melons Maloney, hello again. The tribe is growing. The whole tribe is here tonight. Oh. So we'll get all you on the queue. And okay. And Cool Libra, you're next. Save this. And then Patty. Okay. And I think we'll change it up a bit. Let's try the Crow deck. I'm feeling Crow deck right now. Oh, this did not update on screen. Okay. And Cool Libra, you are looking for a general reading. And just as a reminder, although most of you are returning viewers, but if anyone who is new, like I say, please subscribe to our channel, like the video, click the bell icon so you get notified when we put out new content. Donations are also welcome but never required, and the link to donate is pinned in the chat. Every bit of support is greatly appreciated by myself and Candy. Thank you all again. And what do we have for guidance from Spirit for you, Cool Libra? Okay. Oh, Three of Swords. The Three of Wands. And the Lovers. Ooh, very exciting. Very, very exciting. So what I see here, what Spirit's telling you, Cool Libra, is a lot of this is about balance. So you're going to run into some heartache and frustration about something. I don't know that it'll be, I don't think it's romantic heartbreak, but you're going to run into something. I sense it's more about like career possibly or school, but you're going to run into something that doesn't feel good. It's going to be very frustrating. There's going to be some of that emotional anguish. And you're going to be tempted to sort of look out more into the world. There'll be this drive, your response to this will be, well, I got to change my situation. I got to rush out there and find something new. Looking to those far shores, those foreign shores, even though you have well established what you're doing. And so the lovers here is, in this case, is really about a balance. So it's another one of these reminders from Spirit to pull back a bit. If these frustrations end up being around job and career, take some time and focus on friendships and family and other things that aren't job right now. Okay, so you are training for a job right now. Okay, so I think you'll run into some frustration here. That makes perfect sense. You'll run into some hiccup or some road speed bump in your training, and you're going to have a bit of a crisis of like, maybe I can't do this or maybe I shouldn't do this. And that's that looking out piece. And so the guidance from Spirit is really like to tell you to chill out, that this will pass. You will get through this. That this is not this big sign that you need to, that you're in the wrong place and they're training for the wrong job or something like that. You are in the right place and you're doing the right thing. It's just a challenge. It's just a little bit of a challenge and it'll work itself out. And so if you find yourself in this frustration and looking elsewhere and thinking, oh, I went to the wrong place, I'm in the wrong job, just let all that go. Take some time. Like I said, spend time with friends, family. Focus on other parts of your life. Enrich those. It'll provide some balance. And then when you come back to this training situation, it will work itself out. And it'll seem like no big deal when it's all resolved. So there you go. Some great advice. Thank you for your question. All right, we'll take Patty's question, and then I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll do our 10-minute break because we're about an hour in, and we'll go from there. So Patty, we'll get to yours. Patty's question: will Tim and I be able to get out and about this summer? And really, this revolves around Tim's health and whether Tim remains healthy enough to do so. So let's see. And standard disclaimer, although I don't really need to tell you this, Patty, but standard disclaimer, I am not a doctor and this is not professional medical advice. All tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only. Okay. The Star, Four of Swords, and Knight of Swords. So this is a pretty clear message, Patty, from Spirit about Tim and his health. So Tim's health will be good for you. It will be good, and it will allow you to get out and do the things that you want to start doing this summer. So overall, it's great news. The Star is the universe sort of guiding you, and it's like the North Star, right? So before GPS, we would navigate by the stars. And so you will be led out into the world. You're going to get out there. You're going to be able to do these things. Now, there's just one little cautionary thing from Spirit about all this. And again, I think Tim's health is going to hold up quite well. So it's going to feel really good. You're going to start getting out there this summer, and you're going to want to do all the things. And that's the Knight of Swords here. It's just like that like energy, like, oh yeah, just like pressing forward. it is important not to get too carried away with that because, and that's again, enjoy yourself, get out and do things, especially with Tim feeling well. Just make sure that you build a little bit of time for rest into what you're doing this summer because as you get pulled into all the things you're doing, it's going to be exciting. It's going to feel good for both of you. And you might just get a little too carried away. And nothing catastrophic will happen. I don't want you to worry too much, but if you don't plan to have some periods of rest amongst all of your summer activity, then you might hit a little bit of a wall. And again, nothing horrible will come as a result, but it'll just slow things down a little bit. The universe will force the both of you to take some rest. And I know you're people who have not done a lot of that in your lives. I know you've been very busy, hardworking people for all of your lives, until Tim's health declined. So, great news! You're going to be able to do these things. Just don't get too carried away. Build a little bit of time in here and there. So don't try to overdo it. It's okay to take rest. It's okay to relax. I struggle with that too, Patty. So don't feel bad. We all just kind of need that reminder. But that's what Four of Swords here really is. It always kind of, people think of this as like a card of death because you always have the character here sort of laying upside down and the swords are kind of pointing, but it's really more about rest. So yeah, just make sure you give yourself some time for some rest, Patty, okay? And you'll have a wonderful summer. So okay. Oh, welcome in Merlibe. And we will add you to the queue. So I'm going to, first of all, we're going to take 10. We're still open for readings. So everyone who's in the queue, you will certainly get your readings when I come back. So give us about 10 minutes and we'll be back and we'll get to everyone else's readings. So thank you. Okay, everybody, we are coming back from break, so I'm going to give everyone a minute or two to get back in here. And I've seen a few folks pop in. So thank you all for all the new folks who came in. We will add you to the queue as well. Welcome in, Slow Deezy. Welcome back, Lil Pink Pearl. We're getting your question in there. We've got you on the list. Okay. Let me get everyone else in here. So Merlibe. Got you. Lil Pink Pearl. And Slow Deezy and Soul Child, if you would like readings, we can absolutely do that. Just let us know what your question is. Oh, welcome in, Braveheart. Okay. Oh, it's picking up. All right. The rest of the second half of the tribe is here. I love it. Thank you all for showing up tonight. All righty. There we go. We got everyone updated. Slow Deezy asking about your career. Okay. We'll continue with the Crow Tarot. And Speak Knowledge. You have a career. Career reading. Okay. We talked, I believe last week we talked a little bit about you starting a business. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Do a lot of career and business readings. So. Welcome in, Destiny. Also want to thank Patty for the donation and support as well. And just so everyone else knows, I know some of you already sub, but if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel. You can like this video and also click the bell icon so that you get notified when we do lives and when I update new content. I did tell you last week that I was going to have a new video up, and I didn't quite get it finished, but that will be going up sometime over the weekend or beginning of next week. So keep an eye out for that as well. We do also accept donations, and the link to donate is pinned in the comments. All of your support is greatly appreciated. Okay, Speak Knowledge. What's going on with your career? Oh, okay. Hi, Hillary. Okay. Okay, Speak Knowledge. There's that Four of Swords again. The Hierophant, interesting. And Six of Swords. It's the Foreign Shores card again, sort of expanding our reach and influence. We saw this in the collective reading at the beginning, if you weren't here. So that picks up on that theme beautifully. So I do sense that you are meant to start leaning towards, starting this business, or starting a business. But this universe, spirit wants you to warn you not to be too hasty in your choice of your new business and what you decide to do. And that's what the rest card is about here, this Four of Swords card. It's really about taking some time, being introspective about what really makes sense for you. And not just from a logical choice of like what business is more profitable, but really leaning into what is your purpose in this life. What are you really meant here? What were you meant to be doing here? What kind of work fuels you? Imagine doing something that is rewarding to you. You need to find something that you find rewarding, even if you're not getting paid. Because I'll tell you, when you're starting a business, it takes time to actually really build profit. Even if you are bringing money in right away, money comes in and money goes out. And so, even if you pick a business that is just generally like highly profitable in terms of dollars and cents, there's going to be a lot of work and hard times, and there's going to be times where it feels like you're not making any money. And so you need to put that time and effort into something that you feel is rewarding to you. Even if you never got paid a dime, would it feel like it was worth it? That's a lot of why I do this work, why I read tarot for others, why I offer transformational coaching and teach tarot classes, because there are plenty of days where I don't make a dime out of this. And yet I feel so nourished and propelled by the momentum of what I'm doing. And that's how I know that this is really my purpose in life. And this is what I'm meant to be doing. And so even on the days where it is hard, where I'm tired, where it doesn't seem like it's paying off financially, I can keep doing it. And I know and I have faith that if I stay on this path and I really follow my intuition, I will get there. The financial rewards, the abundance will come, and in a big way. So that's what the universe is saying as far as your career and business is really take some time and sit with what you're really passionate about and how can you make that into a business for yourself. The Hierophant also speaks to this. So the Hierophant is someone who creates a lot of order in the world, kind of like the Emperor. But that order is directed by a connection to spirit. And that's what the Hierophant is really about. It's it's the next step beyond the Emperor. So it isn't just about creating physical things in the world like a business. It's creating something that is ultimately guided by spirit. And that guidance comes through you and then comes out in the thing that you're creating, in this business that you're creating. And also with that, be prepared to have to share this business with the world. Something that many of us don't really anticipate or really understand when we get into business is how much time you actually spend having to talk about your business and what you do and putting yourself out there, essentially marketing and advertising and selling. And very quickly, when we get into these businesses and we're not really aware of this, it becomes, I spend all my time marketing and selling and advertising. And when do I have any time to actually do the thing that I'm trying to do for people? So just be prepared for that as well and really sit with that. And then it's another reason why you want to choose something that you really do feel very strongly and passionately about, something that really feels rewarding to you, regardless of how much money you are or not making at it at any given moment. So just really sit with that before you jump onto the business that you're going to start. Okay. And thank you for the question, Speak Knowledge. I'm going to get the list updated, and then after that, we're going to be closed out. So let me update everyone. We had a bunch of people come in. And then, so after Braveheart, who's already at the bottom of the list, we'll have Slow Deezy. We will have Hillary. And then Brandon. And then after that, that will be it. we will close off. So we will not be accepting any additional readings from anyone after that, because that will be the end of my evening. We'll be at sort of the limit of what I can do in a night. So there's the updated queue. And if you are not in the queue at this point, I apologize. Okay. Ankita is in. Okay. So Ankita, welcome in. We are actually closing out readings for the night. If you have a question, I will squeeze you in, but you will be the absolute last one. So please get that question into the chat. And Candy Hearts Art, my wonderful moderator and wife, will add you to the queue. And then after you, that will be absolutely it. So thank you for showing up. And just to remind everybody, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Please like the video. Share it with your friends as well. It's a great way to support us. And also, we do accept donations. That donation link is pinned in the chat. So always appreciate it as well. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so we are updated. Okay. Well, Abhishek, comment. Okay, great. Great. And let me just change the announcements. Oh, close. There we go. I'm not accepting. Okay, we'll do that. And we'll change our updates. Okay. Alrighty, so moving on. We are moving on to Charger Fan. Right. Yep. Charger Fan's question is there a possible love relationship with Kesey or Cassie? I'm gonna go with Kesey. I apologize if I'm butchering her name, but let's see what we get here. Okay, Ankita, we have added you, and you are the last reading for the night. So congratulations, you just made it in. Okay. All right. All the love readings tonight. Ace of Wands. Ooh. Page of Wands. Oh, we love the pages. And the Fool. Yeah, very interesting. So I do see a possible relationship with Kesey here. We have the Ace, and the Ace is always the beginnings of new things. The Ace of Wands is the beginning of like new endeavors and things. But in the context of a love reading, it is often the beginnings of like a new relationship. And it's going to be like this fiery kind of thing. It's going to be a lot of like strong, sort of superficial attraction with the two of you, which you probably have already feel. Probably already feeling that, even though you're not necessarily together yet. But I do sense this happening. And it'll happen very quickly. It'll all be very head over heels kind of thing. And then we have the Page of Wands too. So more of this youthful, fiery energy coming out of this. So it's going to be a very, it's going to happen once it happens, it's going to escalate very quickly. It might even be a little overwhelming. And the Fool is interesting here. The Fool is also that sort of childlike, naive thing. I sense that what's going to come out of this relationship for you, and I really can't say how long it'll last. It feels like it's going to be this like real, again, like it's going to happen very quickly. It may boil over very quickly. It may not even really last very long, to be honest, but it's going to be intense. And regardless of how long it lasts or how it ends exactly, you're going to come out of it like with some new realizations about yourself and what you want in a partner and relationships and how you relate to people. It's going to force you, all of this, the end result of it is going to look at like you sort of letting go of some of your preconceived ideas, and just sort of some baggage, some of that emotional baggage that you might be carrying from past experiences, even not necessarily just past relationships, but life, childhood, even. So this is going to be a very exciting and fun relationship. It might not last very long, and it's going to shake your world up a bit. So yeah, and yeah, there is that youthful energy, the age gap that you mentioned, Charger fan. So, and that's not to say that you shouldn't let it happen, or that you should run away from this. I think it may not turn into this big long-term thing for you, but I think it's gonna be an important lesson, something important, some growth will come out of this for you, even if she's not the one that you're meant to be with for the rest of your life. So, hope that makes some sense and gives you some direction. Um, So, Nancy and Misty, sorry to disappoint you, but we are actually not accepting any more readings for the night. Whoever is on the screen in the queue is where we're at. So, sorry you got in kind of late, but I do encourage you to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon. That way, you get notified when we go live next week, which should be around the same time, Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, Denver area time. And so if you can get in a little earlier, we'll make sure we get you in. But I'm very sorry that we can't get to your readings tonight. I am basically just all filled up. So, but thank you for stopping in, Nancy. And I do hope to see you soon. So, thanks. Okay, moving on to Melons Maloney. Melons would like a general question, a general reading, I should say. All righty. We will keep on with the crow deck. I do love the crows. Crows are all mating right now, so they're not flying around as much. Like a month ago, they were everywhere. We'd see huge flocks of them. Okay, Melons Maloney, what does Spirit have for you? What guidance does Spirit have? Six of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Ooh. And Queen of Cups. Okay. Okay, Melons Maloney. So, a lot of nice things here in these cards. You're definitely enjoying, or will start to really feel, some very strong emotional satisfaction, very content with the way things generally are with most parts of your life, especially friends and family and that sort of thing. So there's this emotional contentment, this excitement about the future. And what I sense is that the beginning of some new riches, some new abundance is going to come into your life. It may not look like this big sort of win on the face of it when it first presents itself to you. It's Page of Pentacles, a lot of pages, a lot of this youthful energy is going around. So at first, on the face of it, it might seem like, oh, what is this? This is something that is actually troublesome or not really something that's going to benefit me, but it actually is. So don't dismiss it. Keep an open mind and an open heart, and be prepared for that. Let it come to you. And when it does, really sit with it, really lean into your intuition. Queen of Cups here is a greater maturity of this contentment that you are feeling. And it's allowing you to further exercise intuition. And what you'll see is that as you lean into that, as you really sit with whatever this thing is that presents itself to you, this possibility of new wealth and prosperity in your life, that you will start to see that what it for what it is. It will again present itself initially as this kind of immature thing. It may not seem like an opportunity at first, more like something that is a risk or just an annoyance in your life. Um, don't dismiss it. Don't just cast it off. Allow it to be, kind of go with the flow a bit. Really look inward. And as you do, you will see that this thing is an opportunity. So, sort of a hidden opportunity, a financial opportunity in disguise is coming your way very soon, probably within the next few weeks, I would say. So, wonderful things, wonderful things. And let's switch it up to, we're going to go back to the Rider-Waite deck for a bit. And next up we have Relieve. Question about starting a cleaning business or life coaching business. Yes, we've asked about. Okay. You're welcome, Melons. Thank you for showing up tonight. Okay, so Merlive asks, will I have more success with starting a cleaning business or a life coach business? Trying to become an entrepreneur. Okay. Let's see what we have here. 5 of Cups, some discontentment, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so 5 of Cups is this thing of like discontentment. When you look at the picture, this character's sitting here looking down at these cups. They're like kicked over and spilled out. Like, F this. There's this dissatisfaction here. And yet we see these other 2 cups that are behind him. They are empty, but they're standing up. And so what all of this tells me, along with the other cards, is this. That, so both of your business ideas are good. You will have more immediate success in the beginning with a cleaning business. But there will be discontentment. So I don't think, the sense is that the cleaning business is something that can take off pretty quickly. It's kind of it's a pretty easy thing. It doesn't take a lot to establish yourself and get clients cleaning. You just need to do a couple of jobs and you can get some testimonials and people will hire you. Everyone needs cleaning. So it's not a hard thing to sell in the sense of like people understanding it and grasping it. And so in the beginnings, in the early stages, a cleaning business is something it will grow more quickly and it will happen faster for you. You'll start bringing more money in the early stages. But I sense that very quickly you will stop enjoying it. There will be a dissatisfaction there. The life coaching business, and I can speak to this not just from the cards, but from my own experience, because I am a transformational coach, takes a much longer time to build. and to even get just your first clients and to turn it into steady business. In fact, most business people that I know who work in those kind of spaces, they will tell you that those sorts of businesses, coaching and that sort of thing, are some of the hardest businesses to grow and build. And yet they can be some of the most rewarding, both personally in terms of just like the satisfaction of helping others and the transformation that you can help people with in their lives and being a part of that, deeply satisfying. It's a beautiful thing. And also financially, it's one of those things that when it grows and it really takes off, your upside and your potential of earning in that is way higher than you could ever achieve with a cleaning business, especially if it's just you doing all the cleaning. So there's much greater upside, but it's going to take you much longer to get there. If you're really in a mode of like, I need to start a business, I really want to get away from working for others, honestly, there's no reason you can't do both. You know, the cleaning business could help fund and help you get your life coaching business in place. The thing about the life coaching business is it has very little overhead. So there's not a lot of expense you need other than like a web presence, creating content. It's a lot of content creation and a lot of conversations too. So the thing about getting coaching clients is you have to have a lot of real deep conversations with people beyond just the content you put out there. So you might think about starting both. You know, I think the cleaning business, if you are of the mindset and you understand that like that's not the end all be all, I think it would serve you well enough, and it will give you some good business skills, even if it's not directly related to life coaching. So the universe is kind of trying to prompt you to maybe consider doing both. But long term, your real passion and your greatest success and potential will lie in the life coaching. But it does take a much longer time to really get to a place of success with it. So hopefully that gives you some ideas about how to move forward. And if you do, I have no doubt you will succeed. Just be prepared to be in it for the long haul. So thanks for your question. It's always nice to hear from future coaches and future tarot readers and future artists and everyone else. Yeah, if you can do both, I would do both. And just, again, just be patient. Be patient because it is worth it. Okay, now we're moving on to Little Pink Pearl. And Little Pink Pearl asks, will I get the chance to continue to the next level of the competition? Or heaven has another plan? Is there new unexpected opportunities? Yeah, sorry, Neon. We've kind of filled up for the night. But please do subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you know when we'll be back. We're usually on about 7 p.m. on Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Mountain Time here in the States, or Denver time. And if you get in just a little bit earlier, we'll get you in. So sorry about that neon bright lights, but thanks for popping in. And back to your, so Little Pink Pearl asks, will I get the chance to continue the next level of the competition? So frankly, I'm a little curious about what this competition is. You don't have to tell us if you don't want. The universe knows, but if you'd like to fill in any details about what this competition is really about, I'd be happy to hear that. And if you don't want to, that's totally okay. But we're going to pull your cards and find out what's going on. Oh, we love the 8 of Wands tonight. That is all the want. Yep. So things are in motion for you, Little Pink Pearl. 8 of Wands. A lot of hard work that you've already put in. A lot of your previous effort is put these things into motion. So there's a lot of progress here, and this suggests highly to me that you will move on to the next part of whatever this competition is. And so that's really exciting. That's really good news for you. And your hard work will continue, and it will continue to pay off. We see that with the 8 of coins. One thing you might encounter, one thing I see emerging from this is as you progress in this competition, maybe you get all the way through it, I think you will have quite a bit of success. I can't say for certain that you will win this whole thing, like number one, first place. I don't get a strong sense of exactly where you'll shake out in the competition, but you will continue to progress in it. And regardless of the final outcome, one thing that will come out of it is a little bit of sense of like, there'll be a sense of satisfaction here, regardless of what your actual final results are. And a little bit of like, oh man, that was great. I did really well. Or maybe even you do win the whole thing, first place or whatever. And it feels great. There's a little bit of like, man, this feels great, but there's something missing a little bit. Like, what am I missing here? There's a little bit of a little nudge from the universe just to bring you back and say, hey, winning isn't everything always, even though the material world seems to suggest that. So you're going to have a little bit of a confrontation with that. Not in a big way, not some huge disappointment, but just a little bit of an empty feeling of like, man, I did it. What now? Like, what was that really all for? And so there's a little lesson in that for you. But I do see you moving forward in this competition, progressing to higher levels of it. So great news for you. And yeah, great work. So thanks for your question, Pearl. Now we're moving on to Braveheart. Another reason I can't take any additional readings is my voice will probably give out by the time we're at the end of this. Unfortunately, through much of my younger life, I smoked almost a pack of cigarettes a day, and I've been tobacco free for a few years now, but definitely feel it in my voice. It gets a bit raspy pretty easily, so. Okay, Braveheart. Your question: how successful will I do with a faceless YouTube or social media channel? Ooh. A great question. Let's see. What does Spirit have to say about your faceless channel? Let us see. Oh, 7 of Cups. The Great Menagerie. 3 of Pentacles. And 9 of Coins. So this is the adventure. This is the ride you're going for with this right here. This faceless endeavor has potential to be quite successful. It can really grow. And that's coming from Spirit and the cards. That's also coming from my knowledge of YouTube and this stuff. I mean, there are quite a few faceless channels that do very well. A little bit of it depends on the niche that you're in, the content you're making. But you have the potential to do very well with this. There's going to be a journey with this, though. It's not just going to happen overnight. So in the beginning, especially, you're going to really kind of get pulled in all these different directions about how you're going to do this, exactly what content you should make, how you should present it, how you should market the channel itself and your other social media profiles. And very quickly, I can tell you, as you dive into this, you're going to start seeing all this advice coming from all kinds of people some of whom are successful at this, some of whom make a living advising and coaching people with these things and selling courses and programs and stuff. And you can very easily you can get your brain can just get so fogged and confused. So you're going to have to really be discerning and purposeful about the media that you're consuming as you start creating. And you're actually going to want to consume less media. You want to pull back from watching as much YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is, and creating more, because otherwise all this stuff will get into your head and it will distract you from just following your heart, what you really know to be true. Now, that being said, you do want to find some people to learn from. But again, you have to be very discerning about this. And that's going to be your biggest challenge in the beginning. You want to narrow in on like just one or two people who are offering a class or some free content about how to do this, and just stick with them. Don't allow yourself to get pulled all over the place, because if you line up 100 experts, you're going to get 100 different things that you should be doing, and they're all right and they're all wrong. Part of it is that you have to try these things and figure out what works for you. But you do want to align yourself with a teacher or mentor, someone who has had some success at this, and avail yourself of their instruction to some extent. It's going to help you get going and get things moving. But find someone that feels right for you and stick with them and stick with their advice and stick with that for a while. Don't keep changing what you're doing every other day, because you're not like blowing up instantly, because you'll just make yourself insane. And I know this from my own experience of trying to grow this channel and my business. If you do that, you will succeed. You will plant these seeds in this garden and they will grow and fruit and turn into something really prosperous. So you've got the right idea. You're on the right track. Just don't let yourself get led too much all over the place. Find one or two really good mentors, instructors, people who are giving you some strategy and advice, and just stick with that and just follow it and stick with it for a while before you're constantly changing strategies and stuff. Otherwise, you'll make yourself insane and you'll give up. And I don't want to see that, and neither does the universe, because it's meant to be. So thanks for your question tonight, Braveheart. And if you'd ever like to just pick my brain one-on-one or anything about any of that kind of stuff, because I've been doing this for a while, just reach out to me, send me an email or whatnot, or contact me through my website or social media. Always happy to sort of chew the fat about these things and give you my ideas about it. I don't do actual coaching on like content creation or that specifically, but happy to share my ideas and my experiences. So thanks again, Braveheart. And moving on to Slow Deezy. And Slow Deezy has a great career direction question, wanting to know kind of what your strengths are. Okay, Slow Deezy. What's going on with your career? Let's see. Maybe we'll get some cards that aren't the exact same cards. Okay, Knight of Cups. That's an interesting one. And Six of Wands. Oh, some celebration and a Queen of Wands. This is very, very interesting. This is very interesting. So, career direction. Spirit tells me, and it's not super specific. So, I can't tell you, like, become X, like, go be a doctor. But I get a strong sense of, like, what qualities you're looking for in a career that's best for you. So, these are going to play to your strengths. So, one, there is a strong sort of emotional energy here with the Knight of Cups. So you are someone who, when you get excited about something, you really take it and run with it. You know, the knights are always sort of this powerful energy that's in motion, and the cups are a suit of emotions. So you have like this great balance. You get excited about something and then you pour everything into it, you know, and you get really like passionate about it. Um, and you're able to direct that energy into getting a lot of things done. So you're looking at a career that long term, you know, requires some drive. You know, it's not, you know, some jobs and some careers are more kind of sit back and let things unfold. Like, I don't know, like middle management, things like that, tech support, you know, that's not your job. That's not your kind of thing. Yeah, there's that passion there. And then we have the wands, and the wands are the element of fire. So even more of that fiery passion. So two, and depending on what age you are and where you kind of are in life right now, you may not have fully stepped into this yet, but you have the potential and ability to actually rally people around you and get other people excited and passionate about things and swept up into that energy. So you're looking at a job and a career that involves you interacting with others in a very outward kind of way, um, leading groups in some way, you know. Yeah, like some form of training others, you know, an activity leader type thing. Um, you know, I hate to just say like camp counselor because that's not really like a robust career unto itself, but that gives you that kind of idea. It's really going to be, yeah, motivating people. Absolutely. And so that's what you're going to start stepping into and what you need to start exploring is like what sort of career and what kind of jobs can you get involved with that fulfill that and exploring that within yourself. And as you start to do that, what will emerge is sort of the passion piece of it and then like getting other people excited. And you're going to start as you start leaning into this, it will mature. And you will this career path will lead you into some pretty big places of leadership. You know, the Queen of Wands again is very confident and has things put in well order and is able to make things happen quickly, but from a very grounded and wise place, a place where she has her emotions in balance. She understands where she's coming from. So yeah, you're gonna kind of go through this career. It is going to grow in terms of again motivating people and into leadership, and eventually it will end up you having a pretty high level role of leading a company, a group, something like that. So that's what you want to start exploring. Um, yeah, really cool stuff. You know, the kind of thing that I didn't unpack and start leaning into until I was, well, like about 40 years old. And I'm going to take a guess that you're younger than me. So this is a great place to lean into right now in your life. So thanks, Slow Deezy, for showing up. And I hope to see you again next week. And just a reminder to everybody, please like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell. Username, unfortunately, Drisha, yeah. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we've actually closed the queue for readings tonight. I'm not accepting any more requests. But do please subscribe to the channel and click the bell so that you get notified when we're live again next week. And we'll get you in. You know, make sure we get you in. Unfortunately, I am limited with how much time and how many readings I can do each week. So if you show up a little earlier, we'll make sure we can answer your question. And also, you can track me down on my website. I do offer a free mini reading if you join my email list, and we do that through email. So if you'd like to pose your question that way, I will get that to you within the next day or so if you submit that. So, but thanks for showing up, and hopefully next week we can take care of you. So. Okay, moving on to Hillary. Hillary's boyfriend, your boyfriend is acting weird, and you want to know, is he trying to leave the relationship? Well, this comes up a lot. Let's see what Spirit has to say about your boyfriend. What's this card? The Tower. Oh, well, that seems relevant. Strength. Oh, my. And Knight of Pentacles. Well, there's a lot going on with your boyfriend here. So your boyfriend is going through like a stage of growth. Now, based on his actions and him acting weird, it may not seem that way to you on the surface. If you say he's acting weird, then I can't imagine you're going to look at that. Anything that you think looks weird, you wouldn't be like he's growing. He's becoming more mature. But that's how real growth happens in our lives. We tend not to take on change and transformation, purposefully. But eventually our life becomes so challenging, we get to a place where we're stuck, where a problem presents itself and we have no choice but to change and grow. And so that's what the Tower is about, is like the breaking down of old things. In your boyfriend's case, his former self, the person he used to be, is starting to be broken down and deconstructed. And that's a very jarring and uncomfortable thing to go through. It's necessary to grow and learn. But that's what's going on here. And so it's not so much about him really that he has a strong desire to leave this relationship, but he is struggling with himself. And there's a good chance that he doesn't realize it at all. Many of us just aren't aware of these things. That's why people come to tarot readers, to understand themselves better. And depending on how self-aware he is, chances are he has no clue. And so he's acting weird because he doesn't understand what's going on. And he's acting weird towards you. And so it's totally natural that you might be wondering, like, damn, maybe he's not happy with me. Maybe he wants to break up. He's going through this period of growth. Now, strength here is really about you in all of this, because you have a choice. You can decide to be a part of this, or you can decide to distance yourself from him as he goes through this. Because it's not going to be comfortable for him. It's probably not going to be very comfortable for you. And so you have a decision to make here. It's not about him wanting to break up with you. It's about, do you want to sort of babysit him through this? Is that really what you're meant to do at this point in your life? And so the strength here is your ability to make that decision and set that boundary. So you decide to stick around for this and help him through it. It's going to require a lot of strength. And we're talking about strength in this very sort of divine feminine sense. It's not strength like might, like physical might, or even just being like aggressive or stubborn or that kind of strength. It is a kind and compassionate strength. It is the strength that a mother has when her child is in need and she needs to help her child. And she can put aside anything and everything to help her child. It's that kind of strength. And that's what this is going to require of you. Either you stick it out with him and try to help him through it. That's going to require a bunch of strength. Or you decide that it is not in your highest interest to do so. And it's going to require some strength on your part to set the boundary. You might have to be the one to create distance in this relationship or step away from it for a bit, if that is what is best for you. The good news is, regardless of what you decide to do, he's going to come out on the other side of this as the knight, as a stronger, more stable and solid person. So that may have some bearing on how you want to approach it. But to bring it back to your core question, Spirit isn't saying here, I don't sense that It's that he just is unhappy with you and wants to break up. And if he is, he's projecting his own issues onto your relationship. It's not really what's going on. It's just that he can't understand that there's some parts of him that he has to break down and shake loose and get rid of. He's going through this transformation. So I hope that gives you some insight into your boyfriend's behavior and some idea about what you may or may not want, how you want to deal with that, cope with it. And just to remind everybody, with any of these topics, these mini readings get pretty deep, but we can go further in depth and get a much better sense of the energy surrounding you and your situation and the other circumstances involving it with an in-depth reading. And I do offer those either pre-recorded by video and emailed to you, or through a live one-on-one session on Zoom, which is really fun. It allows us to have some back and forth and ask some clarifications and whatnot. So I offer those to all of you. The link to book those is in the description for the video and my bio. And there is a code right now for 33% off your reading. So that's a great deal. And that discount will not stick around forever. So I do recommend if you think you'd like to get a more in-depth reading, don't hesitate to click through and book with me while I have availability. That being said, thank you, Brandon, for your question tonight. You'd like to know what's ahead for you in the next couple months. So a fairly general reading. And then Ankita will be last, and that will wrap it up for the evening. So we still have 9 folks in here. So thank you all for sticking around right up till the end. I appreciate the support. Okay, Brandon, let's pull. That seems like a card. Ooh, there's the 3 of Pentacles or coins. Oh, there's that 6 of Wands again. Oh, and the Tower. Okay. So don't get too scared of the Tower. I know it's a dark and sort of stormy looking card, but it's just there to prepare us for the changes coming in our life. Okay, Brandon. So we have 3 of coins. So 3 of coins here. This is a lot about instruction and school and sharing knowledge with others. So I sense you are in a phase or just entering a phase of that kind of thing. Maybe you're in school, or just in a place where you are sort of sucking up knowledge from others and kind of learning things, even if it's not directly related to a career or something. So there's going to be some learning. You're going to learn some things from some other people. So seek out people to learn from. Also, with that, take some time. Celebrate the things you've achieved up to this point, even if it feels like you haven't had like a recent like big accomplishment. The 6 of Wands here is like coworkers and other people that you are involved with celebrating your accomplishments. So take some stock in that as well. So this is kind of a time of like regrouping for you. And yes, seeking spiritual knowledge, always a good thing. That can help you with every facet of your life. So certainly do that. And what can happen is, especially when we start getting into like digging into sort of spiritual evolution and trying to like further that, we can hit these weird things where we get down on ourselves. We might have a sense of like, you start learning about some new sense of like spirituality, some new concept like that. And then the people you're learning from seem like they're so far ahead of you. So you might get down on yourself a little, like, wow, they're so good at this. Or, when I first started reading tarot professionally, even though I had studied it for decades of my life, I would sit down and do readings in like these holistic fairs. So you've got 10 other psychics and tarot readers in a row. You're overhearing their readings and all the things that are going on, and very quickly it would creep in like they're way better at this than me. I shouldn't even be here, kind of thing. So as you start exploring these new spiritual concepts, that might creep in a little bit. I think that's what your 6 of Wands is really here for, is like, hey, you've accomplished a lot. Don't lose sight of that. And if you're feeling behind or down on yourself, don't engage with teachers and gurus who really put you down a lot, put a lot of doubt in your head, who are really like, well, you don't know, you have to do it my way. Those are not the best people to learn from. And you will run into those types of people in this world, unfortunately, and in this space. So that's the warning there. And then the Tower, as big and scary as it is again, especially in the concept of like, if you're sort of leaning into more spiritual practice and learning, that always brings about this big shedding of the old self. So there's going to be, that's the work that you're in for. That is what you're signing on for when you start really doing this. And that's not to say that it's all just misery and unhappiness. You have profound breakthroughs. When we break down this armor, when we break down the old sense of self, something far more powerful and exciting emerges. But just be prepared. There will be that discomfort that goes with it. And that'll be a great test of the teachers and sort of gurus and guides that you align yourself with. Do they really show up for you? And is their advice actually help you get through this? Or do they disappear as soon as things get tough? It'll be a great test. So don't get too worried about it. I know it sounds a little grim, but the discomfort will come. It's there to teach you. The more you relax into it, the easier it is to deal with. You have to allow yourself to feel it. It will be unfun, but it passes and something great comes out of the other side. So thank you for that question, Brandon. And that will bring us right to Ankita. And our last question for the night. I still have 7 people in here. That's quite impressive. People tend to stream off as we close things out. So thank you all for sticking around tonight. Ankita, thank you for showing up. And your question is Abhishek. Will Abhishek come back to me? What is he thinking? So a great thing to end the night with, another love and relationship question. You're welcome, Brandon. Okay, will Abhishek come back to me? What is he thinking? Oh, there's the Strength card. Queen of Cups. And Page of Pentacles. Okay. So here's that card, Strength again. It's a big one. So I sense, Spirit tells me that Abhishek is sort of having a reckoning with this idea of strength. So like I was saying in the other reading where this comes up, Strength is this card, and it's a major card. So it is like this whole phase of life. Like it is an evolution. He's going through this. And so I think he's starting to sense that he's learning a little bit about strength and how not all strength is might. Like I was saying before, it isn't just physical strength or aggression, or that kind of like masculine strength. That true strength has this component of kindness and compassion to it. And I sense that he is going to have a breakthrough in understanding this in some way. That suggests that he will be inclined to come back to you. And then we also have the Queen of Cups here. So this is you in all of this. And this is your own contentment, your own mastery of your emotional self. And so what this is saying, this is the universe saying, look, there's a good chance he will come back to you. It's going to take some time. Remain in your throne, like remain in your place of that is solid and that is grounded. Don't go chasing him down. Don't get desperate and try to lure him back, which I know is hard when you're missing someone and you want them to come back to you. But you need to be in a place of your own strength and your own compassion. Otherwise, when you get back together, it's not going to work out the way you'd like. You have to be in your own place of strength, because it's going to change how the dynamics of this relationship. So if you're able to do that and be patient, I sense that he will come back to you, and the end result will be like a renewed. Again, we keep seeing all this young, exciting energy, so there will be the renewed. This relationship will feel renewed. It will feel fresh and exciting again. Which had probably disappeared at the point at which you sort of split up. However that happened exactly. So I do sense it will happen, but don't go chasing it. Try to focus on other parts of your life and do other things with yourself and let it come to you. Because if you go chasing him, it's just not going to work out the way you'd like. But if you let him come back to you when he's kind of made this breakthrough and he's ready, then this will be a renewed relationship that has joy and excitement in it. So I hope that gives you some guidance. I hope everyone's been enlightened and found some comfort and insight in your readings tonight. So thank you all for showing up. Thanks for subscribing, donations, liking this video. Please let all your friends know. I do expect to be back next week, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That's Denver time on Thursday. And yeah, thank you all so much for showing up. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I love you all.